Hello, my name is Sarah Dixon and I'm the Marketing and Proposal Manager for Bid for Success. Bid for Success is a bid and tender consultancy that works primarily with small businesses to help to support them into winning public sector contracts through bids and tenders. And we're on a mission to support more SMEs into bidding. And this video is one of a series that we've created to do just that. This week in the Facebook group, we have been talking about win strategies. And so this video is just to kind of cement what we've been talking about in the group. It also kind of builds on the two previous videos. So if you're not in the Facebook group, why not? You can find us on Facebook. The group is called Winning Contracts Bid for Success. But if you haven't, if you look at our YouTube channel, which is just Bid for Success, you'll find a playlist called Bidding Basics for SMEs. And the previous videos that I'm talking about are the one on analysing the tender documents and compliant and responsive bids. So we've been looking at the idea that in a winning bid, it is more than just a bid that ticks boxes. So it's not just a bid that is compliant, that does everything that's been required in the specification, but it does more than that. It goes beyond that, and it meets the needs of the organisation that are procuring the service, the goods or service. And we've talked about how you find those two things out. So how you need to analyse the tender documents to find out all the things that you need to do to make it compliant, and what research you might do to look at the end client and to see what their needs might be, what their wider aspirations might be, and how you can help them to meet those pain points and the things that they talk about in the world of marketing. Because a bid or a proposal document is a sales document. Every word, everything that you say should be tailored towards persuading the person reading it that you are the best people for the job. And to do that, you're going to need to move beyond just the basic requirements and to look at how you're going to make their lives easier, essentially. So to do that, we use here at Bid for Success, we use a process called solution architecture. And essentially that means looking at the overall bid and proposal, and then breaking it down question by question to find out how what you do meets the requirements and meets the needs of the customer, and that you make sure that you articulate those. So first thing obviously you need to do is to work out what all those things are. So we've talked previously in the previous video about going through the bid documents, analysing the tender documents really thoroughly and making sure that you find all those requirements. And it does mean a really careful read, because things are sometimes split over several different documents. There may be a main tender document and appendices on specific elements. So, it's worth looking at those. It's worth looking, for example, if you're in a construction bid, looking at the pre-construction information and the preliminaries and all that kind of thing, to make sure that you can actually deliver what they want. And then the second piece is understanding the needs of your client. So that's more about a research piece. That's reading between the lines of the tender document, understanding why they're asking that question, and what they're really looking for in the answer. So for example, if you are working in social housing and there's a question about customer service, on one level, that's quite simply a question asking, how do you deliver customer service? But what do the client want from that? Well, they want to know, firstly, that you're going to try and make sure that you don't upset or offend clients, residents, sorry, and that if you do, that you're going to handle it, and that it's not going to become a headache for them. So that's what you need to be getting across. Those are the needs you want to be addressing. So it's important to think about not just the end client as an organisation, but to also think about who might be evaluating that particular question. Sometimes it's one person. For small bids, it might just be one person that's going to read the whole thing. And in other bids, there may be a whole panel, and different questions will be assessed by different people. So, for example, if you are working again in social housing, it may be that members of a residents group are going to be looking at that and assessing the way things are going to get done and giving their perspective on that. And if you're working on a social care bid, it may be that service users or the families of service users are going to be looking at that bid and evaluating it to see whose offer they think is going to be of most benefit to their families. So it's always worth thinking about the bid, not just in terms of, the person in the organisation that's name is on the tender, but to think more widely about who might be called in to look at that bid, who might be one of the stakeholders involved, and to make sure that you're understanding them and their place in everything. So one really simple way to do that is you need to be quite methodical about it. That's really the best way to do it. So I'm going to share my screen with you now. I'm just going to show you a really simple spreadsheet. Okay, here we are. It's a really simple spreadsheet because some bids just require a very simple approach. Working on one for a client at the moment, there's only 3 questions. Other bids obviously are bigger and more complex, and they'll require a more complex template, but this is a kind of a really simple way to approach it. Just grab yourself a spreadsheet using your preferred package and add some columns. So for this one, assuming you're a one-man band just working your way through a bid, you have one person's writing the whole bid, write down the question or the area in the documentation where you've identified a need, what that requirement or that need is, and then link back to, as I say, to where it is. So is it in an appendix? Is it in a main document? Is it in a clarification question? That kind of thing. So that if you want to go back and find it again to look at the context of it, you can go find it. What you're going to do to address that requirement or that need. And it's kind of as simple as that. It's just a question of going through the whole bid, identifying what the written requirements are, and then what the needs that go beyond that are. So you might have, for example, if you're bidding to work with a local authority, you might have been and looked on their website and seen some of their goals for the next 10 years, kind of their most strategic goals. And you may know, for example, that let's say you're going to use a paint finish that's going to dry 25% faster than another one, which will enable you to make better use of your time and resources. That may fit very well with one of that organisation's long-term goals to make better use of resources. So, make those alignments in every possible way. Draw the dots really carefully for the evaluator between the things that you're going to do and how it meets what they want to do. So I hope that's really clear. If it isn't, please do ask questions in the comments below. Or as I say, you can find us on our Facebook peer support group, which is Winning Contracts Bid for Success. We do also have another kind of a mirror group on LinkedIn. There's not terribly much engagement in that one at the moment, but you're very welcome to join us on LinkedIn if that's your preferred platform too. And as I said at the beginning of the video, we are on a mission to support more SMEs into bidding. If you visit our website, bidforsuccess.co.uk, you'll find all sorts of resources on there to support small businesses into bidding for themselves. That includes things like our SME scholarship, where every month we give 2 days free support to a new business that's got a live opportunity. No strings attached there, just 2 days of support to use as you wish. And we also have SME specific blogs. There's this big YouTube channel. And we also have training courses which are free. So we have 2 training courses. We have one which is bidding for you. So if you're entirely new to the idea of bidding and you're not sure what the benefits of it are for your business, there's that course. And then moving beyond that, there's Bid Ready in 5 steps, which is a 5-step challenge that we run every month. That just will support you from thinking about bidding through to the process of being ready to take your first step. So if any of those are of interest, you can find more information about them at bidforsuccess.co.uk. Thanks very much. Bye.